All right. Good morning. Good morning. It's 6:45 a.m. on the East Coast of the United States of America. I'm Justin Bonnietti coming to you with Not the Decision Maker, talking to you just real quick about how to handle not the decision maker. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm hoping for those salespeople that might be just checking their social media in the morning before they get to work, they might come across this video and it might give them something, a little extra ammo for their day, and maybe get a sell or two out of it, and improve their life just a little bit, right? Hopefully, it's something you can use today. It's not something that is going to pay off 6 months from now, although it will, but it'll also pay off immediately. All right, so not the decision maker, not the decision maker. That's what we're going to be talking about, and how to handle that, where to handle that, and we'll go from there. We'll probably talk about a few different ways. Okay, so before we do that, real quick, I want to say it's Friday. Yay, it's Friday. Love Friday. I used to love Friday because of the weekend. Now I love Friday because I get to look back over the week. All the stuff I've been doing over the past several days is coming. It's coming together Friday and Saturday. For a lot of sales folks, Friday and Saturdays are their big sales days. A lot of us, that work 9-to-5 jobs or whatever the case is, and we get the weekend off. Friday, we're like, yes. Saturday and Sunday get to chill out, that sort of thing, and go buy stuff from the salespeople out in town, right? Like go buy cars or clothes or cell phones or whatever it is. So just remember those salespeople. This is like the beginning of their week or the big days, right? Friday and Saturday. It's not necessarily they're like looking at it being like, oh, it's Friday, I get the weekend off. So this is Friday. I hope that for you, one or two things are going to happen. And I hope it's one and not the other. Is you're looking at all your effort this past week, and you're just so busy this weekend, you ain't got time. You ain't got time to do anything. All you've got time for is customers. That's about it. Or the other thing that could have happened is, you kind of took it easy. You were being average in your activity, doing what you normally do. And this weekend is, you got a few appointments maybe, but it's not just jam-packed. All right. I hope that you have a weekend. This Friday and Saturday is just blowing up. You have so much going on that next week you're probably gonna have to hire an assistant. That's what I hope for you. That's how I hope this Friday looks for you. Okay. So we're talking about not the decision maker, how to handle it the Grant Cardone way. And hopefully you can use this today. So we're going to be talking folks that are maybe prospecting, maybe they're making phone calls. We talk about not getting the objection, not the decision maker in the beginning of the conversation when you're talking to people. All right. We're not going to dive into the close. And what I mean by that is you didn't do the fact finding properly. All right. And find out that there were other people involved, or maybe the customer really wants to make the decision and didn't want to tell you that they have to talk to somebody else, or they don't even have the credit card with them, right? That sort of thing. Maybe that happens. And you get to the close and they're like, yeah, I'm not the decision maker. I don't have the ability right now to actually pay for this or to sign the paper or something like that. I'm not the decision maker, right? So we're not going to talk about that in the close. What we're going to focus on is not the decision maker in the beginning of the process. So we're going to get it in two places in the beginning of the process. All right. So the first place is going to be the very, very beginning as a reactionary response. Grant Cardone calls it a reactionary defense response. Christian, hey man, good to see you on here. Thank you so much for jumping on. Appreciate you, fellow Grant Cardone licensee. Tell you, man, we're around the world. If you don't know, Google, Bing, search for Grant Cardone licensees. We got a couple hundred of us around the world, and we're growing. If you'd like to be a licensee, just reach out to try to find Elliot Bernard or any Grant Cardone licensee and talk to them. Okay. We'll help you out. We'll tell you all about it. Tell you what we know. It's a great community. Always supporting each other. All right. So back to it. Not the decision maker in the beginning. It's a reactionary response. Yeah. I appreciate that. Christian. Always a pleasure. It's a reactionary response, right? I don't know you. I don't trust you. That sort of thing. You're telling me that you can improve my business. You're telling me that you can get me a great deal. You're telling me that you can get me a brand new, I don't know, Mercedes or Ford pickup truck, $60,000, $80,000 vehicle for less payments than I have now. I don't believe you. So my response, my reaction is going to be, Yeah, I'm not the person to talk to. I got to talk to my wife. I got to talk to somebody else. Somebody else is going to be able to have to make this decision, not me, right? We don't know that yet. We don't know where we're at with this call. I'm talking about we just greeted the person. We just greeted the person. We're on the phone with them, and we're making cold calls, prospecting, dropping big claims, and their response is, "Yeah, like I'm not the decision maker." Maybe you're calling a business off of Google listings, or here's a hint for some folks is, if we remember, there used to be those phone books you'd get, the physical phone books, and it had like all the numbers in there, and you can reach out to people. Go to the reelyellowpages.com. The reelyellowpages.com. They still do it. It's just digital, so it's pretty cool. So it's nothing wrong with calling a business and saying, "Hey, I'd love to learn more about your business and see if we're a good fit." There's nothing wrong with that at all. People do business with people, right? So we got to find the people that want to do business with us. One of the ways we do that is making a phone call. So if you're making a phone call to find out if this person or that business or wherever, if that's a good fit for you, then you might get the response, "Hey, I'm not the decision maker. The decision maker isn't here." Here's what that person's also telling you is they don't think they're the decision maker. So you're calling a business, and the person that picks up the phone and answers it and is talking to you, you greet, you drop a big claim, and they say, "Yeah, I'm not the decision maker." Let's assume you don't even know who the decision maker is. You've done zero research. All you're doing is just hitting the phones and dialing numbers and just trying to, you're out there fishing, seeing who wants to do business with you, right? So you don't even know the name of the person that would be making the decision. And you're asking them, "Hey, who would make this decision?" And they tell you, "Oh yeah, it's this person." Great, awesome. Most salespeople will go straight for, "Hey, can I get their number? Hey, can I talk to them? Hey, when can I get a meeting with them?" Things like that, right? So here's the thing. Here's what I like to encourage you to do. Oh, real quick. Hey, Jim Burleson out of Indiana. Hey, man. He says, if you come to the conclusion that they are not the decision maker, they could be a very big influencer with the decision maker. Be sure to treat them like a buyer. Love it. Yes, Jim. Hey, Jim and I are going to be talking tonight. Jim's a great dude. So Jim's got decades of sales experience. I mean, decades. He's a corporate trainer. He's a Grant Cardone licensee, a John Maxwell coach. The dude knows his stuff. We're going to be talking tonight at 8:15 p.m. Eastern time, 8:15 p.m. Eastern time. And we got some good stuff coming, but Jim's a good dude, and he's right on the money with this. This is where I was going, is that if you're talking to somebody, straight cold call, if you walk into their business, there's people that still, I don't know if you guys know this, there are still people out there, businesses out there, that get business by walking into another business. They walk in and say, "Hey, my name's Justin. This is what I do. Love to talk to y'all about it." It seems like it's such an old-fashioned thing, right? The old shoe leather approach, but it still works. People still do it. People still have to. They go knock on doors. "Hey, you want some tree services? I noticed you got these huge trees." I have a ton of trees. We got like a forest back here. We have tons of huge trees and stuff, right? People come, "Hey, love to help you out with your trees," right? That's not a phone call. That's an in-person visit. That's a door knock. It happens. It happens. So what's going to happen is, "Oh, yeah. No, I'd love to have help with the trees. I'd love to do this, do whatever it is, but I'm not the decision maker. They're not here." That person that you're talking to that's giving you that is the decision maker. And people are going to be like, "Oh, well, no. And let me define what I mean by that." All right. Because Jim is correct. They're probably an influencer category, but at that moment, they're a decision maker. It's their decision to put you in touch with somebody. It's their decision to continue talking with you. It is their decision to give you a few moments of their time so that you can show them some value and you can find out what it is they're struggling with. What challenges are they having? And identify if you would be a good fit or not. They are a decision maker in that moment. Now, they might not be the person writing the check, and that's what most people think the decision maker is. So yes, we need to identify that decision maker, but there might be influencers, there might be gatekeepers, and at some point they all have to make a decision to allow you to continue to conversate, to communicate, to listen to what you have to say. So let's think about that a minute. If I'm talking to somebody and they have to make a decision, they're going to make a decision to either hang up, close the door, not take your call anymore, not look at your emails, not give you any information. They're making decisions. So let's help them understand that. All right. I love this. I love this objection, not the decision maker, because I like to try to help people see that they are more valuable than they think they are. All right. They are super valuable to that business. They could make a decision right then and there that could improve that business owner situation substantially. And that business owner might be like, oh man, I'm so glad, Joe Smith, employee, person, whatever that answered the phone. I don't know. I'm so glad you brought this to my attention. This single thing right here solved the problem that I've been trying to figure out. And I just didn't know how to do it. So the person that you're talking to might not know what the business owner, the decision maker, the check writer, however you want to call them, is looking for. They might not know, but what they do know is what they see every day. So I encourage you to help that person you're talking to understand that, look, I wouldn't expect you to put me in touch with the decision maker, with whoever it is, unless you saw the value in this. Let me ask you, what is one of the biggest challenges you see right now in the business? What's one of the challenges? What's going on in your business right now that you think if it could be fixed today, would substantially improve your business income? Just things like that, right? So I kind of tweaked that. I kind of put my own words in there, but I'm going to read you verbatim. I like to tell you, I like to go verbatim back to the basics, right? Black and white. What does this look like? I know back to the basics is such an overused term or whatever, but what I mean by that is not back to the basics and like selling techniques and things like that, but back to the basics of pen and paper. All right. Black and white. If you're not putting it on paper, if you're a salesperson, you think you're just going to pick up the phone and read off a script on the computer and it's going to work for you. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. The successful salespeople that I know, they write it down, they practice it, they drill it, they role play it. They know what they're doing tomorrow. They know exactly why they're doing it. It's not just showing up and just hoping for the best, crossing your fingers saying, oh, I hope this works. All right. All right. So black and white, I'm getting this out of the Grant Cardone rebuttal manual. Grant Cardone rebuttal manual. You can Google it. Great thing. Hey, if you do get it though, I want to put out a warning for you. It's massive. You're going to look at it the first time and be like, what do I do with this? Like how, what? It's like, it's got tons of information in there. I highly encourage you to challenge yourself to dissect it because it's in sections like cold call objections, closes, all sorts, presentation, the greeting. It's a lot. So if you get it, I challenge you to dissect it and really try to understand what it's saying, how it's presenting the information. Then tailor it to your situation. And if you need help with that, reach out to any Grant Cardone licensee. All right. You can reach out to me, of course, but look, all the Grant Cardone licensees are awesome people. They know their stuff. They have a lot of experience. They have the entire backing of the Grant Cardone, world empire. So if you like Grant Cardone, if you see his success and you want to be like, oh man, how do he do all this stuff? You watched Undercover Billionaire and you saw what he did there. Built a $5 million business in 90 days with like nothing. And you want to learn some of those techniques and what he was thinking and how his process was going. You got to get connected with a Grant Cardone licensee, 100%. Okay. All right. So verbatim, not the decision maker. Now there's 4 of them on here. I'm just going to read you one today because this is the one that I really enjoy. Like I enjoy this one because it puts the focus back on the person that I'm talking to right then. All right. And I'll show you in a minute why I do that. Okay. All right. So, hey, if I call and I say, hey, who would be the person to make a decision on this? Or who would be the person to decide to move forward with me if we were to do this? He says, that's John. He's not here right now. Okay, absolutely. Well, hey, I know you're going to influence this the right way. So let me ask you, what's John's position? Oh, he's the owner. Okay, great. And what do you think would be most important to them? See how I put it back on them? Like I put the question back to them. What does the person I'm talking to think is most important to John, to the owner? Not what does the owner think? What does this person think? Because right now, I have to understand if this person sees any value in what I'm doing. I have to get to that point and value or get to a point where I can actually ask for an appointment with the decision maker, with the person that can write the check. I have to make sure that the person I'm talking to currently, the influencer, the gatekeeper, is like, dude, Justin, Jim, Christian, these guys, you guys got to meet John. I gotta put you in touch, man. Let me. He's coming in here in about 5 minutes. Let me talk to him. See if we can set something up. Right. We got to get to that point. The way we get to that point is by talking to this person as if they are the decision maker, making them feel valued because they are valuable, and understanding what is important to them. Why would they put us in touch with somebody? They don't know us. They don't trust us. We're popping out of the bushes on them, right? So we need to try to develop that. And the way we do that is by understanding, asking, hey, what do you think? What do you see? What do you see? What's going on? Like, what is the most challenging thing? What could you guys do? What do you think could change that would really blow up your business? Find different ways to ask that question, but get an answer to that question before you move on. The next thing logically is to start qualifying, going straight back to your script, qualifying and going in and finding out what the dominant buying motive is for this person you're talking to. The influencer that answered the phone, the dominant buying motive is very similar to anything else. It's what's in it for them. If they were to put you in contact, if they were to try to set you up a meeting or give you an email or a phone number, what's in it for them? Why would they do that? Now you can't go into the call with this, pre-decided, right? You have to find out from them, and you're going to listen to what they have to say when you ask the questions, not only to understand, but to duplicate. Oh, hey, awesome, man. I heard you say this, whatever, right? This is what we do. And you take the feature advantage benefit of whatever you do. You match it up to what they said. You say, that's exactly why I'd love to get in contact with John, right? When do you think you'd have 15 minutes to take a look at this? All right. So you also need to go in and you need to go for the decision maker a second time. Okay. Second time. We're not talking about in the close. We're still trying to get to the appointment, man. We haven't even got to the appointment yet. But as we're going for the appointment, we're going to go for that decision maker a second time. And this is where we're going to drill down. Okay. This is where we're going to get into some objections. All right. So here's the thing. I'm going in, hey, when do you guys have time? Hey, who else would need to take a look at this? Who else do you think should look at this? Is there anybody else that you would want to get their thoughts on? Get their thoughts on this? Like start finding ways of talking to the person. Yeah, they're just the person that picked up the phone, but if they're still on the phone with you, they're having that conversation with you, they're obviously interested. Who else would you want to talk to? Or who else would be involved besides, like, if you already know, like, hey, they said John earlier. Hey, besides John and yourself, who else would need to take a look at this? Who else would be interested in seeing if this could be a good fit for your business? All right. This is where they're going to start. They may just be like, oh yeah, absolutely. You've had a great conversation. They're going to give the information. If they start saying, send me information. If they start saying, oh yeah, let me go talk to them and get back with you. All that sort of thing. Please understand that those are possible objections to something they're not telling you. Now, they might be legit. That's just what they're thinking, but help them walk through that. And what I mean by that is you're a good person. You have a great product or service. I would imagine that you're working for an amazing company that has awesome support. And I would think that the reason you're calling is because and the reason you're at this point in the call, you've gotten to the point where you're like, okay, let's set up an appointment, is you truly believe you can help them solve some problem, increase their business, reach a goal, do something great. So where's your sense of urgency? Okay. Act with a sense of urgency. Would love to send you some information. Let me send it to you right now. Would love to, hey, absolutely, you should go talk to them and get back to me. But when you go talk to them, what do you think they'll say? We're going to drill down on this, right? We need to help them walk through, help them understand, like, okay, I'm going to say this, they're going to say that. Okay, why would they take this meeting? Like, act with a sense of urgency on this. Help them out. This is not something that you need to let them go do on their own, because they don't know your product and service. They just met you, right? You don't want to let them go do it on their own. Hey, awesome. Hey, let's get them on the line right now. Let's do it together, brother. Let's do it together. Let's talk to them together. Right? Okay. So, hey, not the decision maker. Understand the person you are talking to is the decision maker right now. They are deciding whether or not they should give you 5 more seconds. They are deciding whether or not you would be a good fit for their business, whether or not they should put you in contact with the person that can write the check. Approach it with that manner and start thinking through that flow of how that works. Go for the decision maker when you're setting up the appointment. Like, what I mean by that is, don't be going for the contact info. Hey, what's his name? What's his email? Her name, her email, her phone number. Can I talk to him right now? You have zero trust, zero credibility, all that sort of thing. Some people say, hey, if you know who you're calling for, right? Especially if you have some sort of prior interaction. This isn't just straight cold. And you call and you talk to somebody and you're like, hey, Sam, hey, brother, this is Justin. I'm calling for Jim. I sent him the email the other day and I'm just following up on it. I just need to talk to Jim real quick. Like, you can go directly, right? Because you've had some sort of prior interaction. But again, too, that person might come back and say, yeah, they're not here right now. Okay, so then you got to start thinking through that. So I challenge you to take it off the decision maker, start thinking through how you can treat them like the decision maker, how you can make them feel valuable, and then start asking them what they see could be improved, and go from there. All right. And ask them at the end, when not towards the end, but towards the appointment, hey, who else needs to be involved in this? And then that's when we start getting people on the line. All right, y'all. It's Friday. It's 7:08 a.m. I'm Justin Bondietti, Grant Cardone licensee. I appreciate y'all jumping on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Man, I love y'all. I hope this is valuable for somebody, and I hope it helps you make some money and improve your life today. All right, have a good one.